The best way to recover from back pain. There are many brilliant ideas and methods displayed on YouTube, and we've all been grateful for them. It's always good, no matter what we know, no matter what you know about anything, it's always good to learn from as many different people as you can and different ways as you can, and try different ways to help yourself with back pain. What causes back pain? Mostly it's a dehydration of the discs. The discs shrink because you take too much sugar in, don't have enough fluids, enough electrolytes, etc., enough salts in your body, that then help your discs maintain a proper height or regain the height after you've been working and standing, because gravity alone, with the weight of our heads, is pressure upon the spine. So when you lay down, that is nature's way of helping your back stretch out again. And the firmer the bed you have, mostly, is a better way to sleep, because that will help you stretch your back overnight. We can try many methods to stretch the back, because it's very, very important if you want to avoid back pain, that it becomes a religion. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to do it one day and not do it the next day. Looking after our backs must become a religion to yourself, and it's something that it's good to try and get an awareness all the time you are awake. So it becomes a habit to pull in your stomach, to stand correctly, to hold your posture correctly, so your head is above your shoulders, your ears above your shoulders. You stand tall as you can. You don't sit down all day if you're in lockdown. You don't sit down. If you're sitting down all day at work and you're sitting down in a car, then you need at some stage to stretch your back. You can do all the exercise you like in the gym and all those sorts of things to build up your muscle strength. But if you are not stretching your back, if you're not keeping your back at the rate of its correct length as much as you can, all that muscle, all that lifting may end up hurting your back in the end. So it's best to look for the most simple possible way to help your back stretch. There are very simple ways to do it. We can all sorts of ways, but there are two very simple ways. One is the inversion table, where you hang on about 25 degrees. No good hanging upside down, that can hurt you, that you can do damage to you, but 25 degrees, and you can lay there comfortable enough to listen to music or watch a movie or read a book or just meditate for that time. It's good just to meditate somewhere peaceful while you're doing this, because you might as well include meditation and this laying on an angle with your feet up for about, as long as you want, half an hour, whatever you feel comfortable. And when you do that, if you rehydrated first hand before you get on an inversion table, an hour before, and make sure you have enough drinks of water so it's settled into your body, and therefore it's helping when you do get on and stretch your disc. It's helping rehydrate them. You're not dehydrated when you get on there. That's a very important matter to understand. But the other way of stretching your back, well, nature stretch your back. It always use, gravity is a force against us. Use gravity for you, to take advantage of gravity. Is find or make, if you haven't got a place to lay on, if you can get a plank what's wide enough, or a piece of board from the hardware store what's wide enough, and wide enough for you to lay on, and long enough for you to lay on, and set it up. It only needs to be about 5 or 6 degrees. It doesn't have to be very slopey. It just has to be a gentle slope like that. You can set up in your lounge room or your bedroom or anywhere, in your veranda if you live in a flat or you're restricted in your accommodation, as long as you can put the board away somewhere when you're finished. But the beauty of this, the idea of this, is to lay down, feet downwards, just your feet downwards and put your shoulders into the board. If you something grippy, you can grip your shoulders onto it. It's better, and then you'll find it's sort of a marvellous way to do it. You'll feel your back stretching very gently, no pressure, and as your back stretches, after 5 minutes, you'll feel it start to stretch. After 5 minutes, before again, make sure you've rehydrated yourself before you do this procedure. Again, after 5 minutes, when you lift up your pelvis, just raise it off the board, and you will find that, because it's stretched a little bit this way, that your pelvis will move down just a millimetre or so. And you keep that going for as long as you feel like it. It doesn't have to, it could be an hour, it could be 2 hours. You can sit there and watch TV all night and do this. If that's your pleasure, you can do whatever you like when you're doing this. It's still relaxing, but at the same time, while you're doing this relaxing, you can get this marvellous stretch. You can stretch for hours, not just half an hour or 10 minutes. You can stretch the whole night if you want to, by laying at 5, 7 degrees, whatever. It doesn't have to be a lot. It's just 5, 7, 8 degrees is enough to then allow you used to use a bit of pressure in the shoulders to put the into board, so you're sort of gripping the board with your shoulders, and then letting nature pull your pelvis down and your feet downwards, and every 5 minutes or so just lift up your hips and pull sort of hips apart from your shoulders. Just use your strength to pull it away. You'll find slowly over the time, the stretchy part, the really tight feeling stretchy bit you get to begin with, will slowly get less and less. You will actually rehydrating your disc. When it gets to a point where, and you can start then, once you get this is also a technique in this, where you put pressure into your ankles or hips and pull yourself upwards as well, because the top of the spine needs to be separated as well as in the middle of the spine, the bottom of the spine. All of it's compressed. But it takes practice and learning and repeating this exercise over and over so you get the hang of it in the end, how this very, very simple method will help you regain some momentum and some movement and far happier lifestyle than working hard and making all that money and all that, and then having the problem having to deal with back pain all the time and taking drugs and all that to deal with it. Whereas this way, you will naturally lengthen the spine, naturally loosen the nerves, which are trapped in all the spasms in all the muscles caused by that contraction of the disc, because they're not rehydrated enough and they're not stretched enough, they're not given enough time to stretch, because people spend an awful lot of time sitting down and then they go to bed. But this way, you can lay down for the whole night. It's better, you can lay down watching TV for hours, and by the end of it, and then you have to, when you do finally get up, you must walk around. It's best to just then do some walking and some gentle movement, put some music on and do some very gentle movement, and that will then allow everything, lubricate the muscles and sinews in all these areas. Do that for about 10 minutes. You'll start to feel and learn this method. This method may even save your life. Thank you.